if I go in this house, it is completely mob-proof. I can go into game mode 0, and there's nothing bad happening to me in here. There are hundreds of mobs outside of these walls. So what happens if I spawn a wither? Alright guys, you know, you have asked for this so many times, and I just kept putting it off, but you know what? I'm not putting it off anymore. I'm making the newest mob-proof house for Minecraft 1.10. Now, a lot of you guys had questions about a lot of the new blocks and stuff on here, and there's actually a lot of cool stuff that makes it really, really easy to make an ultimate mob-proof house. So right now you can see I'm in creative just because of the fact that this is a tutorial. I don't really want to gather all this stuff on my own because that would just take forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be in creative and do this and show you guys how to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig a little moat all the way around the house. Now this is kind of similar to how I did it before. It's just I'm going to do it a little bit smaller here because a lot of people said that the last house was just way too overpowered. You're like, oh my god, RGA, that thing is ridiculous. No one could ever build that. And I'm like, well, I built it. Instead of filling the moat with water or just lava like we used to do, what we're going to do is we're going to take lava blocks, or magma. All right, and we're just going to fill this all in with magma blocks. Now, aren't these things beautiful? Now, what a lot of people don't know about magma blocks is actually pretty cool. So if we go ahead and go into game mode 0 for a second, you'll notice as you're standing on them, you take damage. So pretty awesome. And that is what we're going to use that for. So we're going to go back to game mode 1, and we're going to fill these all the way back in. So that is going to be our outer perimeter of defense. I'm going to go through real quick and just get rid of a lot of this tall grass. Actually, probably the easiest way to do this is just flood it with water, which shouldn't hurt our magma blocks. But if we go ahead and pour down water, in case you guys didn't know, water is actually one of the easiest ways to clear out tall grass like that. Because as you can see, the water flows. And then easiest way to get rid of it is just grab some sponges. So we'll put that there. And it sure beats trying to soak up all this water by hand and find all the source blocks. Just throw a few sponges down, and now all you got is just a few sponges. So we're actually good. We've got our interior clear, which you don't really need it clear, but it actually will work out a lot better if you do. But cool. So we are done with that. Now let's go ahead and get on to phase 2, which is going to be our fence wall. Now this is just typically like any other mob-proof house. If you want to use a fence, you can. I'm actually going to use wall segments. They work better against mobs, and you'll see why later on. But we've got the wall sections now, and I'll show you a cool little trick that you probably didn't know that will really help save you. All right, there we go. Put the last finishing touches on just the outside wall here. Now you can see we've got the bricks on the bottom and the top, and the reason that they're on the top is because spiders and stuff can typically climb walls. If you just did a straight wall all the way up, they could pretty much just climb up and get over the wall. And if you put the overhang, then they'll basically try to climb up and they'll get stuck here and won't be able to go anywhere. So now that we've got that, we can work on our next line of defense. And actually, this is a pretty simple one. It's really simple, actually. You just have to grab a few pieces of fence. It can be any type of fence. I'm just going to grab nether brick, so it's one of the first ones that pops up. And then go 1, 2, 3 blocks back from each corner. 1, 2, 3. And then come over here and go 1, 2, 3. And then same thing here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And what you're going to need is you're going to need some leads, and you're going to need some polar bears. So in order to save time, I'm not going to kite polar bears all the way back here. I'm just going to bring them in naturally. So I'm just going to put one there. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a lead and hook it to the fence. Now what this does is polar bears will naturally kill anything that comes into your base. So just having them in the corner, in case somehow a mob randomly spawns in here, which it shouldn't be able to, but the polar bears will be able to sit here and kill off anything that comes through. And now what you're also going to need is you're going to need snow golem towers, and you're going to want to put those on a 2-high pedestal, and then you're going to want to go up like this, and then all the way around the edges, and then close in this center. Oops, like that. Dang it. Okay, so you're going to want that there, and you're going to want another one on this side is equally as far away. So you're going to go there, and then over, and then up. You can actually break the bottom one, that way you never get really stuck on it. So we need some snow blocks, and we need some pumpkins. There we go. And we'll put these guys in here. Whoops. Inside of that. There we go. So we've got one tower guardian there, second tower guardian here. And they can't fall through. They're stuck up there forever now, which is perfect. They can see out the top. You can see if I go in here, you can actually see pretty high up. It's pretty nice. But now they're also recessed a little bit, which means that they are protected from stuff above. Now you also want to raise it up just a little bit. I forgot about this part. You want to put these on top of here. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put netherrack on top of here, and you're going to want to light that. Now, because these are going to act as protection from anything that would be above it shooting down. It will stop it from getting in there. But it will also act as a light at nighttime, because you don't want any mobs spawning in here. Plus, these guys need light to be able to see by. So by having this in here will mean that those guys in there can see what they're throwing snowballs at. So there we go. You light the top of that. And you can decorate it however you want. I'm not really going to do that. I'll leave that to you guys. But there we go. So we've got our two towers with those guys in there. They're hiding. You can only see their head, which is fine. That means the mob AI would have to get headshots in order to kill them. And now we're going to build the most important part of any mob-proof house, and that is the actual house. Now, we're just going to go... I just typed house. Lol. We're just going to go with wood, because wood is actually pretty strong in this type of scenario. And what we're going to do is we're going to build the house right about here. And I don't want it to go too close to the edge of the wall, because I don't want things to be able to attack me if somehow they get in here. But I'm just going to put this around here. And I think this should be a decent size here. Is that too close over there? No, perfect. All right, there we go. So we've got the walls up. And I'm just going to plug these in here, which actually brings us to an interesting problem, is how do you actually get inside of your home? And I'll show you that. It's actually pretty simple. I mean, you could put a button here, and then come out here and put a button on that as well. Don't use pressure plates, guys. You could put pressure plates inside, but I wouldn't recommend it. And we can just put regular wood doors on the house, because it doesn't really need anything super special. So just go ahead and put this in here. Let's give it some floor, too. Let's give it some andesite, just to make it look nice. All right, cool. We got the andesite floor down, and we got our doors in. Like I said, just regular wood doors are fine here. Now we're going to build our top layer, which is actually going to be obsidian. So we're going to take obsidian, and then basically go build it out all the way around the top. And there is something important that you need to know about the obsidian. And basically, that is the obsidian is going to stop all aerial attacks from destroying the house. Because I know a lot of people are always like, well, what happens if something's above the house and shooting like a ghast or ender dragon or something like that? So that's why we're going to put the obsidian all the way around here. And then we're going to fill it with water, because that will stop it from getting destroyed. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to raise the outer edge up one more block all the way around. And then once it's got a nice flat surface on top, we just fill it in with water, and it will be done. Our roof is now finished, and like I said, if you grab some water buckets, then you can just put a few corners in here like this, and eventually the water will fill itself all the way in. So there we go. Perfect. Now our roof is explosion proof, but you will, as soon as you close the roof in, make sure to come inside and light it up decently with torches. Because if you don't, then technically mobs could spawn inside here. And it's a mob-proof house. It's not a non-mob spawning house. It will still spawn mobs, but that's all right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab some glass blocks, and we are just going to make some cool little windows with this. So back here, we're going to put that, and then same thing here. We're going to go outside and put iron bars. Now you want to start at one block on each end, and then kind of go across. There we go, like this. And then that is perfect. So now this iron will actually protect the windows from breaking if mobs try to break it. Now he shouldn't walk off the edge. He should be fine up here. Let's just put this here. And we'll just put 2 up here just to be safe. There we go. 1 for each end of the pool. And now they will maintain the roof if any mobs get up here. So now if we put that skeleton back in the water, you can see that these guys are just destroying them. Perfect. Now, I said we weren't going to use lava, but I feel like lava always adds a nice touch to things. So we'll just break all these on the outer rim, put it here. Then it should just drop straight down onto this. And if you make a little path, then it will get stuck in it there. There we go. And then we're going to put that there. Perfect. And then we got nice little lava flowing down there. And then we can just basically go do the exact same thing all the way around. You just have to watch where the lava is going to fall and break the blocks below it. All right, perfect. Now we can see that the lava is completely surrounding the house. And my common sense just kicked in and told me that lava and wood don't like to play nicely. And it just burned down half my home. You can hear all my wood is burning. So let's just go ahead real quick and swap the wood out. Let's just go for stone bricks. All right, much better. Beautiful. So now that we've got that out of the way, we have our nice wall of lava and then our pool of water on top. And we've got our outer perimeter wall, which will stop mobs from getting in. Now, this is all fine and dandy, but like I said, we're going to make this thing mob-proof. So we're not done yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it 1 block apart. And I'll show you why here in a second. You don't want any of the fence to connect, because what we are doing is we are making spikes. Now, this used to work for levers. If you put levers on the ground and mobs fell down onto it, they would actually die. And it was a mechanic that not a lot of people knew about, but they actually changed it now when they updated the blocks to look like this. Now, fences before used to make a little plus or cross pattern when you just placed them on the ground, but now they made them into spikes because they are metal spikes. Pretty simple to see how they're going to work. Stuff falls onto it, it's going to die. And I'll demonstrate that here in a second for you, just to show you how effective these things are. But the problem is they don't cover every space on here. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to grab another rod. So we're going to grab these, and these will also go off light. So you're going to grab the end rods, and you're going to fill in every other space where the iron bars are not. And you'll notice that they don't connect. And now we've got an entire perimeter of spikes on the top of here. Now, like I said, you don't need them. A lot of people are probably thinking, well, why don't you put them around here? It's not needed because they can't get up here. They can't get around that. So that's why we're putting them like that. And a lot of people also think they could just use end rods, but if you put 2 end rods next to each other, they don't actually do damage. They just act as normal end rods at that point. So if you stagger them, they actually take on the properties of the block next to it. So if it's 2 end rods, they both become end rods. But if there's a spike and an end rod, the end rod also becomes a spike without actually connecting to it and ruining the spike. Okay, now to show you guys how well this stuff works, let me just, go up there. And I'm just going to go up here real quick, and I'm going to show you what happens if a mob actually falls on here. So I'm just going to put this up here and pretend like he's being carried in by a bat or something like that, and just falling in. So we're going to spawn a zombie pigman up here, and he's directly above the spike. So I'm going to break this, and then you'll notice that as he hits it, he died as soon as he hit that spike. So beautiful. They work. Like I said, it used to be levers. They used to be able to fall on levers, but now they fall onto these spikes, and they die, which is just awesome. I love it. These spikes. And you'll notice they won't hurt players because I'm not falling from a high enough distance. Plus, I'm in creative. You don't get hurt when you're in creative anyways. But, yeah, so now we've got that on there, which is just beautiful. And let's go put some more finishing touches on this place. All right, now if you didn't know, polar bears are actually a lot quicker on packed ice. So what I'm going to do is the area around each polar bear, I'm going to go and I'm going to make packed ice so that if there is a mob, they can run up to it super, super quickly and just immediately kill it. Now, you have to use packed ice because if you use regular ice, you run the risk of it melting, and that just would do you no good. If it's melted ice, it would turn into water and just kind of ruin everything you've got going on. But yeah, so there we go. We're just going to replace all these, and then I will be back. All right, so now each polar bear has its own little skating pad, which, like I said, will come in very, very handy for when mobs get in here. If they even get in here. They shouldn't be able to get in here, but if somehow they do, then they will be protected. Now, I think I know what you guys are saying. Let's go ahead and spawn some mobs in here and see what happens. So I agree. Let's do it. Now, to simulate what would happen to a real person, we are going to use some villagers. We're going to put them in here so that they will attract certain types of mobs. And then I'm also going to go into survival game mode and show you guys what happens. So there we go. So our villagers are in here. They're probably going to die because the villagers are stupid. Yup, see? Rip that guy. Moron. But you can say even if a villager was out here, it's going to die. Oh, look at the polar bear. He's watching it die. He thinks it's aggressive, so he's sticking his face through the wall to try to bite it. But he knows that this is going to take care of it. So as soon as it died, you notice its head went back through the wall because it no longer sees it as aggressive. And, oh, you stupid polar bear. I knew it. I knew this one was a little too close. That's all right. And actually, what I probably should have done was grab a spawn egg for each type of mob. So let me do that real quick, and then we can spawn them in. All right, so let's just go ahead, and I'm going to spawn each mob in one at a time and see if there's any point at which this system fails. So right now, it is night. You can see it's still nice and lit up around here. But I'm just going to put a ton of silverfish in here. There we go. Just spawn them all over. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go game mode 0. Perfect. And I'm going to run out here. I'm going to try to grab some of these guys. I'm going to show you that this house is mob-proof. So you can see right now, all these little silver fish are like, uh-oh, let's get him. He's trying to get away from us. Oh, no. And I'm just going to come in here, hit the button, and watch what happens when they try to walk through the door, guys. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. Oh, they can't do anything. Oh, that is so sad. All right, next up, I'm going to do the creepers. I'm just going to go around the entire perimeter and just spawn in loads of creepers, just buttloads of these things. And you see that already they're trying to get in. The snowman is luring them in, and it's not having any effect. They're just dying. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go game mode 0, and I'm going to run up here, and the creepers are going to come, and I'm going to go here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, man, look at that. And the creepers are not able to get in. They're all dying horrible, horrible, painful deaths. So, that is creepers. It is creeper-proof, guys. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go skeletons. So let me go back to game mode 1. We'll bring in a ton of skeletons. Same thing as all the other ones. And I'm going to leave all these other mobs out here because we already know that they can't hurt us. And it looks like we got a zombie. So let's just use zombies and skeletons. So we just put those together. So there we go. I'm just going to put a lot of zombies out here. So now we got zombies, skeletons, and creepers. There we go. Zombies. Nice and lots of zombies. Perfect. All right, so let's just go ahead. And where's the safe spot to go here? So we're just going to go back to game mode 0. We're going to come over here, and we're going to open up the door. And uh-oh. Uh-oh, look at that. The skeletons are dying. You can hear them all dying. You can hear the zombies dying. All right, well, so far nothing has been able to get into our base. Let's go ahead and let's try some shulkers. Let's just put some shulkers in here and just see what happens here. Now, realistically, you're never going to see shulkers in the overworld. But as you can see, they're not able to teleport in because we've got the spikes on top. If they tried, they would just die. You can see they're out there, but they're not bothering us at all. So shulkers, we are protected from them. All right, so next up we got some guardians. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the water because guardians technically like water. So we're just going to put that in there. Now you'll notice something interesting is that the golems don't necessarily attack them right away. They wait a little bit, and then eventually they might attack them. So I put him in the water. Now if I push this guy over there, now that it's targeted onto him, it will kill it. There we go. Dead. Perfect. So guardian proof, yeah. I mean, if you put the guardians in here, they're just going to die. They have to be in water anyways. So guardian proof for sure. Zombie pigmen. Let's just go ahead and put a ton of these around the outside. And zombie pigmen are actually immune to fire. So notice that they can stand right on it and they won't get hurt. However, they also cannot get into the house, which is fine. Now, if they do get inside here, the polar bears will eat them up. But right now, you can see they're not able to get in, so it is immune to them. Endermites, same thing. We can put these out here. They do not take damage from the blocks either, but they also are not able to get into the house. So you can see that's all there. Slimes. Let's go ahead and put those there. Slimes, you'll notice, do take damage from the lava, actually quite a bit of damage. And if we just put this around here, these slimes will not actually be able to get inside of here. You'll see they're trying to, and eventually they will die. And yes, the slimes cannot get in. All right, now spiders. Let's just go ahead and put tons of spiders around here. Like I said, normally spiders can climb walls, but spiders on this base won't actually be able to do anything. So now we've got those spiders. I'll put both kinds. I'll put regular spiders, and we'll put cave spiders. So now I'm going to go there, and you'll see that they're trying to get up, and that they're just dying. They're not able to actually live. As soon as they hit that, you'll notice that they take damage. So spiders, they cannot climb it. They're dying. They're taking damage. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. All right, witches can technically take damage from it, but they can drink healing potions and fire resistance potions. But they cannot do anything to get through. So with all these mobs out here so far, you'd think that something here has to be able to get in, but nothing. We already did silverfish. Let's go ahead and do some flying mobs. Let's put some blaze out here for 20 blaze hits. There we go. Put those guys there. And let's put some gas. We'll just put a few of these in there. Gas are pretty annoying, but let's just go ahead and put those in there. And then I'm going to go back inside and go into game mode. Game mode 0. So let's go back in here. We can see all the stuff out there. And let's go back to game mode 0. There we go. And you can see that I'm completely safe in the house. Even if I were to go on the roof, let's just go on the roof real quick and we fly back up there. And go back to game mode 0. Here we go. Hello, ghasts. Watch this. You'll notice that absolutely nothing is happening. The house is fine. They're doing damage to me, just because they have explosion damage. But you'll notice that nothing happened to the house. The house looks just absolutely beautiful because of our blast-resistant roof. So that is why we've got that up there. Oh no! And one of our golems was knocked down by the ghasts. That sucks. Poor guy. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, so you've proven that every single mob cannot get into this house. Like if I go in this house, it is completely mob-proof. I can go into game mode 0, and there's nothing bad happening to me in here. So what happens if I spawn a wither? So we spawned a wither boss. Now you can see the wither boss will do damage, but the wither is not a mob, it is a boss. That is why it's doing that. Now let's just go ahead, and while we're at it, let's just spawn an ender dragon. And the ender dragon doesn't really do much. It's kind of derpy now. But, so the wither boss still causes us some problems, but not much, because you can see it's already gone. And even with it blowing up everything here, it's still not touching my walls, so the walls of the house are still perfect. You can see most of our spikes have survived. And actually, the wither looks like it's helping us. You can see the wither is actually attacking all the mobs for us. So it's kind of helping us, which is kind of cool. But like I said, you can see that the wither is not able to destroy the house blocks. The house is perfectly intact here. No damage there. We lost a few magma blocks because magma blocks are actually kind of really weak. They weren't really designed for wither protection. But overall, the base, if I go into game mode 0, it's not in the lava. So if I go back to game mode 0, you'll notice I can run around in here just fine. There are hundreds of mobs outside of these walls. Hell, there's an ender dragon right there. And I am not getting attacked. See the blaze. Uh-oh, get him, polar bear. Yes, see? The polar bear's getting the blaze. Get him, yes! Nice. Oh, and it ate it. Beautiful, nice job. So there's proof that all this stuff works beautifully. I mean, just listen to all the crazy sounds going on right now. This is insane. Poor wither killed our polar bears. We're gonna have to get even with the polar bear. But if you guys like this mob-proof house tutorial, definitely let me know in the comments below, guys. And I will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching.